Welcome to yet another live video, and before you comment asking, is this live? Yes, it is. And before you comment asking, are you sure it's live? His speaking is quite amazing. Well, yes, it's live. Yes, it's amazing. And yes, I've spent over 15 years working on my social skills, working on my communication skills, working on myself. So it better be amazing. Now imagine if I just messed it up right now. I just stumbled. It's like, so it better be amazing. Oh, well, there goes 15 years. So yes, it's live. Yes, it's amazing. Yes, the speaking is golden, and welcome. Okay. This video is going to be intense. We're going to cut right into it, straight to the truth, straight to yet another somewhat triggering idea, especially if you're a sheep, in which case, brace yourself, buckle your seatbelt, because it's going to be intense. But before that, there are actually a few announcements, some big announcements. Okay, number one, and this is the biggest announcement that we've probably had on this channel in a very long time. If you checked the channel header, that's right. High Vibe Communication coming February 2nd, 2022. And look at that, what a beautiful launch date. Right, so this here is a project that I've been debating on launching for a very long time. I've done a few lives where I even ask you, the horde, right? It's like, would you be interested in an updated digital program that covers social skills, communication skills from my perspective now, right? Because this is a question that comes up a lot. It's like, well, now with letting go and diving deep in spirituality and transformation, what are your thoughts on socializing, right? Is it still valid? What's still valid? What isn't? What does letting go solve? What does letting go not solve? And this here is really, being very modest, my magnum opus, where it really comes together, right? There's the good from a lot of the old school socializing tips and advice with the letting go inner work side of things coming together, and you have it, high vibe communication. And for that, can I get a like? Can I see some likes flying right now? February 2nd, mark your calendar. There's gonna be a lot more detail about this coming out very soon. I'm gonna keep you posted the entire way there. So make sure you also subscribe, hit the notification bell, because this here, gonna be huge. It's going to also be very affordable. This is a digital course. It's not a full coaching program, but it will really cover, again, my view from me here today. How do you teach someone social skills? And this is a program that you'll be able to share with your friends, your family, your partner, your kids, you name it, right? Because there's really not that much real advice out there when it comes to social skills, right? Like, just, I challenge you, like, go on just Amazon and be like, social skill books. It's just terrible, right? There's no good books. And if you venture a little too far off, it just gets very, very toxic. So this here is, if you're someone who wants to get results, get the right results, learn to unleash your authentic self, also learn how to make that connect with people and really understand all the nuanced dynamics when it comes to communication, when it comes to win-win social interactions, then this is for you. So more details coming soon, but I'm very excited about this. Okay, so this is the first announcement. And announcement number two is, if you've been following me for a while, you may have seen my happiness manifesto. Okay, if you haven't, go watch that video. It's really a foundation, you could say, piece of content when it comes to what I teach. Okay, it's really at the foundation. It covers a lot of the basics. Watch that video if you haven't. But this coming week, I'm going to be dropping the Happiness Manifesto number 2. Okay, Happiness Manifesto 2.0 coming this coming week. Get it? Coming this coming week. So brace yourself for that as well. It's an hour and a half, and it is insane. It's my favorite speech that I've given in a long time, in this year, I'd say. Like, out of this entire year, probably my best speech, including the lives, including, you'll love it. That's all I can say. So that's coming very soon. Subscribe, notifications, so you don't miss it. And last quick announcement here, if you go to Julien Mentoring, we launched back up the free coaching calls. So if you go to that link or click the link below this video, you can apply for a free coaching call where you'll get a lot of honest feedback. Okay, this isn't sugar-coated feedback. It's not make you feel good feedback. It's, hey, You arrive on that call, you explain your situation, where you're at, what you want to work on, what you're dealing with. You get harsh, honest, real, raw feedback, and you also gain a lot of clarity in terms of the next steps to take. If you're like a bit unsure, like, oh, what direction should I go in right now? You'll have that game plan mapped out, and you'll also get a free letting go meditation MP3. Okay, that's all at this link here, JulienMentoring.com. You can apply for a free call, so get on it. Okay, scrolling through the chat here. Someone's like 2222. Yes. All right. I was actually very happy. I was like, yes, February 2nd, 2022. Here we go. Now, let's get into this. All right. Let's get into the meat of this topic, right? Be the wolf, not the sheep. So, if you take, right, and this is, let me rephrase it this way. This is a massive generalization and simplification, obviously, but if you take every single human in the world right now, there are people who tend to be more on the wolf side of things and people who tend to be more on the sheep side of things. Okay, there are wolves and there are sheeps. Now, watching this, you're probably thinking, well, that's interesting. I wonder which one I am, right? Which one am I? Chances are you're probably a sheep. Why? Because the majority of society is a sheep. But I'll give you some characteristics so you're able to really audit yourself and differentiate between the two. Okay, this here is a sheep. Imagine just a photo. It's like, this is a sheep. And by the way, in the live chat, can I get a bah for the sheep? It would mean a lot to me. Funny enough, currently that's my daughter's favorite animal and sound, and whenever she sees a photo of a sheep, she'll be like, bah, and just start laughing after. So, can I get a bah? And no, you will not see a photo of a sheep. But, characteristics of a sheep. Number one, they want to be told what to think and what to do. That's number one. Number two, they don't want to make any decisions. Number three, they are addicted to comfort and autopilot. Number four, they are afraid. And number five, they value the destination over the journey. Okay, these are really the 5 key points when it comes to being a sheep, right? It's like you're always looking to others, like, am I doing it right? Just tell me what to do, right? Tell me what to think. Just give me the game plan, right? Give me the game plan for life. Come on, just give me the game plan for life, please. Just tell me what to do, what to think, so I can just follow the game plan and feel very comfortable and just go on autopilot so I don't have to think for myself. There are no challenges. Just tell me. Just please tell me. And there's, again, with the destination over journey, there's this idea that if you just follow the map and the game plan that someone hands you, you'll eventually reach this happy ending where everything is just in your comfort zone. Everything is perfect and stagnant, and you can finally relax and achieve peace. Okay, that's really the sheep mentality. The wolf, on the other hand, number one, wants to think and do for themselves, as opposed to tell me what to do, just tell me what to think, just tell me. Right now, this doesn't mean blocking off external feedback, right? This could also be very misinterpreted where you're like, well, I'm a wolf. I'm always going to think for myself and never ask for advice. That's very stupid, right? It's like, I'll try to figure it all out on my own. No. That there is an inbred dumb wolf, not the wolf you want to be. So you can be a wolf, but you can also be an inbred dumb wolf. So characteristic number one, think and do for yourself. Socially aware, of course. Number two, they have the ability to make decisions. Number three, they embrace the challenges and ambiguity that come with life. Number four, they are very adaptable. And number five, they value the journey over the destination. Okay, that's really the difference between the two. So instead of always looking to others, they will still be aware and seek help and advice. But in the end, they're the ones who are like, well, based upon this information, this is what I decide. This is what I choose, right? And they have that inner authority, right? Versus always external. Instead of being addicted to their comfort zone and just going into autopilot derp state, they actually embrace life right? They embrace the ups and downs, the unpredictability, the uncertainty, the challenges, the ambiguity, and they're okay with that. They thrive in that. They don't wish for reality to be something that it isn't. They embrace reality for what it is. And instead of just always living, oh, I'm scared, because of that, they're very adaptable. They roll with the punches. They ride the wave. Okay? And they value the journey over the destination, meaning they are not delusional. They don't think that there's going to be this happy destination where you could just finally, once I've done all the work and, done what people told me what I need to do, I can finally relax in my comfort zone and everything will be okay and it's my happy ever after. No. They realize that, hey, life forever is going to be unpredictable. There's always going to be ups and downs. It's never over till you're dead, and they're okay with that. Okay? That's the big difference. Sheep versus being a wolf. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the majority of people, due to the way that we're conditioned and also due to a lot of what's being pumped in society, are sheep, right? The majority of people watching this right now are sheep. And it's very sad and crazy to see, and this has really been highlighted in the past few years, right? Yeah, I would have said in the past, like, if you look closely at society, you'll see that a lot of people are sheep. Right now, you don't even have to look closely. You're just going to see it, right? You don't even have to look. You can try to look away, and you're still going to see that, wow, society is like majority sheep, and then there's a few wolves. And the way it really works is there's a few wolves, and you could say it's pumping. Again, this is a massive generalization and simplification. And don't misinterpret it or go off the rails and be like, oh, is this some kind of conspiracy thing? No. There are a few wolves pumping, you could say herding the sheep. They're pumping the sheep with all this fear, right? And overwhelm and challenges and just painting life as being this super complicated thing. And the sheep are just scared. They're scared, they're overwhelmed. And they're just looking like, oh, this is so terrible. Just tell me it'll be okay. Just give us a direction. And then what happens? The wolves hand the sheep a script and, just do this. And the sheep just follow, essentially being herded by the wolves who will eventually eat them, right? That's the structure of society if you see it for what it is. Okay, so now that that's set, let's break out of this. Okay, and actually another big distinction here, and audit your life here, a wolf ultimately is someone who's at the cause of their life, right? They're living a life of their own design versus a sheep who's at the effect of their life, right? They're always in reaction. They're never generating. Everything is, external feedback, tell me what to do. And they crave the autopilot and the unconscious. Okay, so to break out of this, 3 key things. Number 1, audit how much of your time is spent in autopilot and how much you crave and love being in autopilot. This is huge, okay? So what is autopilot? Autopilot is most likely what you do after a day of work, right? You go to work and most likely on your free time, it's pretty similar, right? It's like you come home, you're like, oh, finally done with work. Okay, let me put something on TV. What came out? Oh, Netflix, Squid Games. Oh, is that the new thing? Let me put some Squid Games. Let me, order some food and let me just relax and just derp out. That's it. That's the dream for most people. It's just derping out. And even if you ask people, if you ask a sheep, hey, what's your dream life? What's it all worth? What are you building up towards? It's a derp out fantasy land. It's like, oh, once I made it, I'll be able to finally retire. I'll have enough money, right? This is the whole destination over the journey. I just want to hustle it out now, get the money, and then just derp out, right? Just lie on the chair on my island and watch The View and just go in autopilot and drink and watch Squid Game season 20, 30,000, like whatever it is, and just derp. That's it. It's the derp dream, and you just long the autopilot. And even if you audit your year, this is really the sheep mindset, the moments that you tend to remember are moments that break you out of it, and they don't tend to be very quote-unquote pleasant moments because a sheep really dreads different challenges, right? So you might be in autopilot, and even at work, you're like, go to work, just do my thing, autopilot, come home, do my thing, go to sleep, autopilot, it's all going good, and suddenly something doesn't go according to plan. You're like, oh, I gotta deal with this now, and you kind of wake up, but even as you're awake, you're just hating every second of it. You're like, I just want to go back to the autopilot. Just let me go back to my routine. Even though it wasn't all glorious, I just want the routine, and maybe you'll fix it. And so you're like, finally, back to the derp state, back to the autopilot. Then another challenge, maybe a few months, fix it, back to the derp. And that's really the life of a sheep, right? Craving the autopilot, craving your comfort zone, and just really loving like not having to make decisions, right? It's like, hey, I'm just gonna derp out and I'll make a decision if life makes me make a decision, right? Like adversity, challenges. Otherwise, my boss is gonna tell me what to do, right? You will not tend to be very entrepreneurial or move quite high up, even in a corporate structure. You'll just love being told what to do and just derp out. Okay, that's the sheep. Okay, so audit right now, what's your relationship to this autopilot state, right? To this derp state? How much of your day is spent in it? And your derp state doesn't necessarily mean not being productive, right? We tend to be very extreme in our definitions of these things. Like we think derp is just like on the couch, just doing nothing. It's like, no, you could actually be derping while being productive, right? You could actually start venturing out and being a bit more of a wolf and then going back in sheep mode where, yeah, you're being productive, you're working, but it's always the same thing. It's still your comfort zone. You know you're not being challenged, right? You know you're not fully, whoa, like heightened senses, awake, locked in. It's very comfortable work. Okay, that's really the audit. It's like, are you someone who's very comfortable? Are you someone who really longs for the derp, right? Are you looking forward to the end of the day? Are you looking forward to when you retire? Are you looking forward to when you make X amount of money to just derp out? If so, you're a sheep and break out of it. Break the habit. And that leads us to point number 2. What's your relationship to life's challenges? Go and seek out challenges, right? We tend to think challenges are bad, it's terrible, but that's not true, right? Get used to challenges. Since when has embracing challenging moments in life been such this taboo, terrible thing to be avoided at all cost, right? If you look back at your life, as I said, those moments that you tend to remember throughout the year are the challenging moments. It's not the derp state. Do you remember the autopilot? Do you remember the derp state? Looking back at your life, doing a full audit, is that really the thing where you're like, well, there's a lot of derp? No, the derp just kind of blends into itself. It's like this haze, right? And that's when time really flies by. Most likely the key moments in your life, if you were to, for example, sum up the 5 most memorable moments of your life, there's probably some challenges in there. There's probably some times where at the time you're like, oh, I don't know about that, but it forced you to wake up. Right? It's like it unplugged you from the matrix and you had to deal with something. You had to be at the cause. You had to be a wolf. You had to be at the driver's seat of your body, of your life. Versus, oh, let me just coast through this. Let me be a little sheep. No. Okay? Change your relationship with challenges. Right now, if you're not encountering a lot of challenges, you're a sheep. Right? A wolf loves challenges, thrives in challenges. Now, be smart with this too, right? Don't proactively create more obstacles than need be, right? Make success easy, but if you are truly growing, and that's where your intention is, life's gonna throw challenges your way. And that's good, right? It's like, oh, there's a challenge. Here's an opportunity for me to wake up. Here's an opportunity for me to expand, to feel alive, to break out of the derp, right? Here's an opportunity for my soul to blossom in a way. And there tends to be 2 types of general relationships to challenges. One is people immediately go into victim, right? It's like, oh, there's a challenge, poor me. And then other people, it just lights them up, right? Think of a video game. You might be playing a level and you keep failing and failing and failing. You're like, this is a little too challenging. Someone might be like, oh, it's too hard. I'm just a victim, it's too hard. Or if you're playing the video game, you're like, let me just go in the easiest mode. It's too hard. The other person thrives. Like, wow, this is challenging again. And with every single time where they might fail that level in the video game, they're like, one more round, one more, let's go. It lights them up. So there's that fire in the belly that just ignites. Someone who's in derp state, they don't experience that. They don't experience that hump, that, they're alive, that fire in the pupils even. You can even see it. They're just kind of like, hey, yeah, just kind of coasting. Just let me be a sheep. Just tell me, yeah. Because it's scary to be a wolf. It means taking responsibility. Right? It means taking responsibility. It means growing, meaning no more derp, no more autopilot. It means challenges. And then the third key audit here is let go of that addiction to the happy ending. There is no happy ending, right? You might have been conditioned through Disney movies. It's like, and then there's a happy ending and they live happily ever after. My question for you here is, what about the day after the happy ending? Because that's where the movie ends, right? It's like, dun, 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 kiss the girl, kiss the guy, happy movie, done. What about the day after? They wake up, it's like, oh, the movie's still going. What if the movie was still going? What if the movie was still going until the day you die? You don't think that, hey, there's just going to be more turmoil? Of course, that's life. There's no happy ending. There's no point where you're like, if I just do this, and live life the right way, then I can just retire on my beach. Screw that. Even if you actually make it, you retire on your beach, like, great for one day. But what about the day after you retire on your beach? And the day after that, and the day after that? Screw the beach retirement. A wolf embraces the, hey, life's never over till the very end. They don't try to retire before true retirement, which is death. And they embrace that. And they, instead of, oh, just tell me what to do to get to the happy ending, they make the journey something that is happy and fulfilling in and of itself. The journey becomes the destination. Okay? And overall here, realize too that, sure, right, if you look around, things can seem very scary and very overwhelming. It can be. A lot of people are so scared, so overwhelmed, so unsure of themselves. They lack trust. They can't make any decisions. And it feels so comforting to have someone just tell you what to do, tell you what to think, and just do it for you. Right? It's like having another parent. It's like, just let me be a child again. Let me be a sheep. Wolf, will you give me the script to just keep being a sheep? Please? Please? Here. Trust the wolf, sheep. Trust the wolf. Just do this. Just think that. And that's life. It's like, no. Okay, that's really not why you're put here on this earth. You're not here to be a sheep. There's enough of them, right? You're not here to be a sheep. Be a wolf. And being a wolf doesn't mean like, oh, be evil, so on and so forth. It's like, no, take responsibility and embrace and thrive the challenges. You're stronger than you think you are, right? I talked about this in a previous live stream. We're really conditioned to feel so helpless and believe that we're so helpless, right? We're conditioned to believe we're sheep, right? You could add that to the whole, the wolves. They pump the sheep with fear and also, conditioned helplessness. So the sheep just feels like, oh, it's just so hard. Just do it for me, right? You'll even see this, by the way, in businesses. People will hire on people to do things for them or even to make decisions for them, right? It's like, look, it's so overwhelming. Here, I'll just give you half, if not more, of my pay. Just do it for me. Let me just be a sheep so I can derp more. And that's where you got to audit. Are you chasing the derp? Are you chasing the autopilot? Is that, even in your week, in your month, the thing you look forward to the most, where you can just zone out and derp out? If so, you're doing it wrong. You're trying to find joy and fulfillment away from life as opposed to here in life. So be a wolf, right? Why be a sheep when you can be a wolf? Scrolling through the live chat here real fast. Someone's like, I will conquer the universe. Hey, if you like. Right? But why conquer the universe when you could conquer the multiverse? Someone's like, we're not sheep. Good. By the way, again, these terms like wolf and sheep, by the way, don't be like, oh, wolf must conquer, right? It's like, it's just two terms to think, hey, are you someone who likes being herded around, or do you like being in the driver's seat of your life? Being a wolf, by the way, is driver's seat over you, not others. You. Key distinction. Because someone's like, I'm going to be a wolf. Yeah, I'm going to herd the sheep. No. I'm going to conquer. No. It's you taking responsibility for your life, for who you are, and basking in the experience versus trying to escape the experience. That's really the difference here. Okay. Someone's like, how do you rest without derping? Well, that's a good point, right? Of course you need to rest, right? It's yin and yang. You need to have times in your life where you are expanding, where you're in this expansive, action-driven state, but then you also need to compress a bit and relax. But there's a difference between true relaxing versus what most people do, right? So two key things here. Number one, make sure you differentiate times where you're expanding versus contracting. Huge, right? Every single day, I do this, and I highly suggest you do as well. Schedule in work time, which tends to be the default, right? Everyone's scheduling on this one I'm going to work, this one I'm going to work. Yeah, schedule that in, but also schedule in mess around time and schedule in rest time. Because what tends to happen is when people are working, they keep thinking about, oh, I just want to mess around, I just want to derp, and it's like one foot in each. Or then when they're derping and trying to relax, they're like, I should be working. It's like, no, have clear, dedicated times. During this time, no matter what, I'm going to work. During this time, no matter what, I'm going to relax. During this time, I'm going to rest, right? And it doesn't mean to never derp, right? Derping technically is also an experience of this thing called life, and it's great as long as it's sprinkled in and it's not the foundation. Okay, so foundation is expansive work, sprinkle in some derp, right? Some mess around time every single day, and then rest time. And rest time doesn't mean sitting down in front of the new show and just binging and not sleeping and just like, I'm relaxing, see, Squid Games? No, okay? True resting would be, for example, sleep, meditating, right? Releasing all that pent-up stress, right? Things like that, that's true rest versus conditioned distraction rest. And what you'll find, by the way, is you will probably feel much more energized after, say, a 20 minutes meditation session or a 20-minute power nap versus 2-3 hours of just binging mindless TV. Key. Let's see. Scrolling through the live chat, I read the chat. Someone's like, does he ever read the chat? Oh, I do. So like, these days I feel a little weak. Sprinkle in some derp. Yes. Just sprinkle it in every now and then. I think it's great. Look, I like to derp every now and then. It's great. It's part of life. I don't want to miss out on different parts of life. I love it. But that's not the goal. That's not the destination. And again, it's the spice. It's not the steak. All right. The steak is, you know what? Embrace this. This is a journey. It's not a retirement home. That's what people treat life as. It's like they just want to make everything perfect and control everything and just make it all safe so I could just kind of retire while being alive. True retirement is death. You're alive, hey, it's the adventure. And there are two ways, right? It's like everyone's thrown in this thing called life, which is an adventure. One person could be like, let's go. Let's embrace this. The other one's like, well, let's try to make it as safe as possible and not move forward and just derp and autopilot and comfort zone. You can try that as much as you want. You're going against reality. It's going to really poison your experience being here alive. Instead, let go of all that resistance towards life and embrace it and thrive and enjoy the challenges. And what happens too, when you start working your way up this way, the more challenges you go through, the more challenges you overcome and come out even stronger, the more secure you feel inside. You see, that true sense of security that we're after doesn't come from sanitizing the world. It doesn't come from trying to avoid and protect yourself from any kind of challenge and adversity. That actually makes you feel far more unsafe, unsecure. The way to feel secure is to actually jump into the challenges in a smart way, right? Again, you just aiming for your win in life, life's challenges will find you. And the more you start overcoming them, the more there's that deep-rooted trust where it's like, you know what, I got this. Bring it. That's how you do it. You actually feel more secure by going headfirst into challenges versus avoiding them. Bliss bomb right there. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, right? Let me know, of course, biggest takeaway below. And as I mentioned earlier on, if you just joined, biggest announcement. That's right. February 2nd, 2022, High Vibe Communication. This is going to be a digital course, right? This is not a full-blown coaching. It's affordable. It's a digital course. Covers my view here today in terms of what's valid socially from all of the old school stuff. Like, okay, social tips that anyone could apply. What about letting go? How does that apply? What fixes what? It's really the magnum opus where you take social skills, letting go in one for you. So save the date. More news about this coming very soon. Otherwise, in this coming week, you will see the Happiness Manifesto 2.0 dropping soon as well. That's an hour-and-a-half video best speech in a long time. It's my favorite speech. You're gonna love it. So that's pretty much it. And then if you want a free coaching call and a free letting go meditation, you know what to do. Okay. And then, of course, comment below your biggest takeaway, and also comment below, and feel free, spam that comments below. Let me know if there's other topics you'd like to see me discuss or make videos about, or if you have questions, requests, post it. Okay. And actually, key final thing, let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to see in this. I'm in the process of creating it now. There's a lot of great stuff in it already, but let me know if there's anything specific. Okay. February 2nd, 2022. And this is a program, as I mentioned, you could literally show your partner, your kids, your family, your parents, your friends, your coworkers, you name it. All right. It's going to be the most extensive breakdown of social interactions, how to understand the different dynamics in it, and do it from a place of authenticity and win-win. Coming soon. I hope you're excited. I hope you're waking up. I hope you're not a sheep. I hope you're a wolf. And yeah, it was a fun one, a quickie fun one. Like, subscribe, comment. You know what to do. Until next time.
Like, this program is such a game changer. The way everything's structured and the material, it's been already, even for me, it's just been, I'm noticing a crazy change in the way that my whole life's like playing out.
What you put together is just incredible. There's nothing like that.
I've just jumped like a million levels. It's just been a complete 180 for my experience of existing. That's awesome.
It's just been so huge in terms of so many of the things I'm finally understanding and realizing, and epiphanies I'm having.
What you do is a huge inspiration to me, and I think it's one of the most beautiful things you can give to another human in this entire world.
You saved my life, man. I'm telling you, this is real, man.
Sometimes all it takes is just one person who believes in you. Find people who are where you are in life and model them, work with them. I would not be here if I didn't have people who held me accountable.
Wow.
I just felt a click and things are changing.
This program was just top notch.
Seriously, like, this is a masterpiece. This is perfect.
Everything, the way it's set up, the live calls, like all the support from the coaches is incredible.
It's been nuts.
I just had my tears of joy.
This was the best decisions I ever made.
Thank you for creating something wonderful like this.
This program was phenomenal.
This program was amazing.
This program has definitely changed my life.
I know for a fact I'm in the right place.
This is exactly what I was expecting from the program.
It's been spectacular.
I feel really lucky to have found you.
Thank you so much, Julien. It's worth every dollar.